I recently kind of got a glimpse of the Tracee Ellis Ross on the podcast with Michelle Obama, and it looks crazy. She's saying, I don't have any regret on any of this, on how I live my life at all, and I don't want to feel trapped. She never mentions anything about the Lord. Michelle Obama never mentions anything about living for the Lord, a biblical woman trying to mature in the Lord and grow. Maybe that is the number one problem. I think it is. And then the other part of it all is that she said that she likes to be with 20-year-olds. She likes to be with younger men because the younger men understand the fluidity of a relationship, that it doesn't have to be those old toxic masculine ways. Okay, I get it. I truly do. From the women's standpoint. And ladies, I'll apologize. I'll apologize on behalf of all mankind that in this evil world, there are evil men who got it wrong, including me at times that I got it wrong. And the pendulum swung too far in the evil direction, meaning that it shouldn't have taken so long for women to get voters' rights. That in even some of the Jewish tradition or other countries and ethnicities' traditions, the way they treat women is not okay. You could tell that it's not of the Lord because there's so much tension, there's so much friction, there's no fruit that comes from it. So when you are subduing a woman and you're having dominion over her and you're saying, you do what I say when I say, and you cook my meals and you have my kids and you shut up, don't talk in front of people, don't smile at anyone, don't look at anyone, you are in the wrong direction. How do we go from Adam seeing Eve and saying, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, as the first thing that he says to her? How do we go from that to later in the Bible, Lamech, he gets married to two women, and then he's saying that if Cain is going to be avenged 7 times for if somebody tries to kill Cain, I've killed men who's tried to hurt me, then I'm going to be avenged 77 times. He has 2 wives and his ego is sky high. Epic proportions as he heads to evilness. He's thinking about killing. He's thinking about what he has, and he has 2 wives. He's missing the point. Even when we talk about how the Lord warned us through Samuel, you don't want a king. You just want to have a relationship with me. I will tell you guys what to do, and then you do it. And they said, no, it's too hard. It's too hard for you to tell us, everybody what to do, because you may kill us if we don't do it right. And it's too hard. How about we put a middle person in there? How about we put a king there? He'll be the middle person. He'll take all the blame if he gets it wrong. If we do wrong, he'll take the blame. If we do right, he'll have success. And that way we don't have to interact with the Lord individually. And this is all Old Testament. They didn't want to have an individual relationship with God and hear God every step of the way. So they sent a king. And Samuel said, hey, you don't want a king because the king is going to take the best of everything in your community. He's going to take the best of your women. He's going to take the best of your cattle, your fruit. He's going to take the best of your children to be servants in his kingdom. Are you sure you want this to happen? And the people were like, yeah, give us Saul. And they got tall, handsome Saul. And then later they got David. They got a righteous king. And then later they got Solomon. And Solomon had many wives as he was exploring culture and being around different cultures. And other cultures get as many wives as you want, especially when you are a king. Same in Israel's culture. The pendulum swung too far. And even King Xerxes in Persia, when he had the beauty contest where it led to him finding Esther and her basically overthrowing Vashti because he recognized that she was a righteous woman. There was something special about her. Out of all the women, all the gorgeous women, there was something special about Esther. There was something special about you, ladies. Choose to serve God. Choose to live for God. The pendulum swung so far. And Tracee Ellis Ross, she's sitting across from Michelle Obama, and she's saying all these different things, and Michelle Obama's agreeing with her. Neither one of them, I believe, is Christian. And that is here and there because it matters. Because if they're not Christian, if they're not believers, then I'm not going to hold them to the standard of my biblical belief. I can't hold them accountable if they don't believe in the Bible. And that's okay. They make their own choices. But the irony is that she can't be with people her own age. She can only be with people that are in 20s and 30s. She can only be with a mindset of with immature people that are young and just don't know any better. So she can manipulate and take advantage of them, or that she could feel young again, or whatever the reason. But it's strange. It's most likely because she missed her time frame in her 20s and 30s, and she's spending the rest of her life trying to get back to the 20s and 30s and feel that opportunity again. It's not about her feeling young again. It's about her feeling that opportunity again. She's never going to have kids. And because you don't have kids, that does not mean you are not a real woman. I know this is the struggle. Part of the struggle is that if a woman is barren, other women will say that she's not a real woman. If a woman doesn't get married, other women will say that she's not a real woman. Women put pressure on each other. Like, who are you dating? When are you going to get married? When are you going to have my grandkids? When are you going to do this? And the pendulum swung so far that way that you have to have kids. Even in the Bible, Hagar was making fun of Sarah because she couldn't have kids. Or Rachel and Leah, they were making fun of each, or Leah was making fun of Rachel because she couldn't have as many kids as Rachel did. But ladies, your value, your confidence, your worth should not be placed in the hands of foolish people. It should only be placed in the hands of the Lord, the person who created you and established you to be valuable, to be capable of being useful and valuable. But it's up to you how you utilize and gather resources while you're waiting to be used for a specific task, which could be marriage. It took so long for women to get voting rights. It took so long for women to be able to own property. It took so long for women to be able to work in different industries. It took so long for these things. I apologize for that. I didn't do anything, but I am a part of men, and I have seen the different men in my life who have shared in this foolish way of thinking, this non-biblical way of thinking on how they see women. I've been there. I've watched them do this. And I've seen the results in their lives, and I've seen the damage that they've caused in other people's lives. And it's terrible. It's a shame. But so men swung the pendulum this way, and women swung the pendulum too far the other way to the feminist time frame in the 60s and 70s. And they had their way. They were able to get what they wanted because women are a part of mankind, and women can dominate industries and conquer and subdue and put things and have dominion over things just like men, because we are humankind. That is a capability that we have. Did we not see it with Delilah? Did she not conquer and subdue Samson several times? We saw it with Ahab and Jezebel, and they both ended up dying a terrible death. But she was able to manipulate. When John got beheaded, it was at the hand of a woman manipulating and subduing and having dominion over her husband. Women are just as capable of conquering. So get that out of your head. The pendulum is swung too far the other way.